Howdy, everybody, and welcome to what is thankfully to God the last day of the Vinegar Syndrome sale. We made it. We've all made it through. And I just want to say congratulations to everybody that's been with us for every day of this except for one. Um, this has been, without a doubt, the most underwhelming sale in the history of Vinegar Syndrome. Um, and I appreciate just the tolerance that it takes to continue to do this for all of you. CK's on his way. I don't know what is going on with him. I think that he may got his ass stuck in the toilet bowl, but he's coming. Once he gets a plunger, perhaps a crowbar. So let's go ahead because we're like, where are we at with this? I think we got like 1 minute left. Ah, we got 2 seconds. Jesus Christ. Let's see what the. I'm desperate to see what this last sale is going to be because you know it's going to be insane. And by that, I mean insanely shitty. Oh my God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with Vinegar Syndrome's policy of this being the worst fucking week of sales ever, you've got Dial Code Santa Claus, which is actually a good movie. The Beastmaster, which is not very good, but still, that's pretty good for $20. Six String Samurai, which has been on every sale that they've ever had. Gunpowder and Sky, I have no idea why. I called every one of these last ones yesterday. You got Terminal Island, Ebola syndrome, madman, and schizoid X-ray because these are never every one of these except for the Amityville horror. I didn't call that one. Uh, massage parlor murders, the Amityville horror, Scanner Cop 1 and 2, and effects. Now, this is a good sale for anybody that doesn't have these titles. I think that I've got like almost all these titles, though. That is just depressing to me. Okay. Let's roll through them here real quick. Dial Code Santa Claus is one of the most underrated movies ever. Is this just the standard edition? Yeah, that's the standard edition of that. There's 900 and some of those left, so I don't think you'll have any kind of problem with that. Beastmaster, the ultra of that, there's over 1,000 of those. Extreme Samurai, I swear to God, man, I wish they'd sell this out so I just never have to see it again. It still has over 1,000 copies in stock. They printed 10,000 units this fucking thing. I don't know why. Gunpowder and Sky's Prospect. That's a standard edition. Pedro Pascal is in there. I guess that's why that's on there. There's over 2,000 of those left. It says it was limited to 2,000 units, but maybe that's just the slipcover one. But yeah, you're not going to have a problem getting that either. Awaken. I have no idea what the deal is with this, but it's on there for $20. Terminal Island, Jesus Christ. They can't like I know this has been on this sale at least twice. They can't get rid of Terminal Island for nothing. There's over 1,000 of those left. Ebola Syndrome I love and would like highly recommend if you like Cat 3 stuff. That's like one of the best Cat 3 films out there. There's 860 of those left. Is that still the slip? That's still the slipcover too. Let's see. Madman, of course, you want to get that if you don't have it. Schizoid and X-ray. I mean, that's pretty good for two of those, depending on how you feel about them. Scanner Cop 1 and 2, that's weird I mean, they're on there like that, but Amityville Horror, I don't know if that's just gotta be the standard edition, yeah. Over 1,000 of those, that's weird to me that that hasn't done any better than that. Massage Parlor Murders, you knew that was gonna be on here. You can get that for 970 I'm sorry, 970 copies of that limited edition slipcovers, and Effects, which is the standard edition, 820 of those left. Some people love this movie. Some people absolutely hate it. I think I'm in the middle. Like I don't really think it's that great, but Joe Pilato's in it. A lot of people consider it to be like a Romero film. Did they have anything? I don't think so. I think this was just like, oh god, yeah, they did. Interrogation from Vinegar Syndrome Labs. I don't know what the hell Vinegar Syndrome Labs is. Let's see. Vinegar Syndrome Labs will serve as a kind of testing area for releasing genres and areas of film that one might not immediately expect to come from. I expect anything to come from Vinegar Syndrome at this point. I mean, nothing would really surprise me. The ultimate objective of VSL will be to see if these types of films will find an audience and pursue and release them. And if not, means restoring more of a weird, rare, and unusual movies that we may not expect from Vinegar. What else do you expect from Vinegar Syndrome if not weird, rare, and unusual? A Polish People's Army interrogation is a landmark in Polish resistance cinema. No. Good God, man. Let's see if the merch has it got anything. Nope. Media Club? Nope. Well, shit. Mm, it looks like they put another title on here somewhere. Or maybe not. No, they just kinda switched around the ti it's weird because when I go out sometimes and go back in, like, the titles are completely, like, switched around. It's the same bullshit, it's just, like, moved. Well, I think that, this is suitable in terms of, like, I think this is the perfect way for this sale to go out. Because 'cause it's been massively shitty for a while. If anybody has any recommended yeah, yeah. It really has been. Peter Sweller. Justin Smith, if Tix was on sale, I would have gra it was on sale in one, like, not this sale, but, like, in one of the past sales. That's one of the ones I picked up. I don't know, I own it and I've never watched it and probably never will. Um, Mark says, "Awaken" is just a compilation of footage shot in 4K. It looks incredible to look at, but that's it. Vanderoff says, "I bought the original Blu-ray of Effects a long time ago and watched it only once and don't want to watch it again." And that makes sense. The mayor says the only thing he would recommend is Madman. Jason guy says nothing. I just read it off, but I still don't really understand what the difference is. Lawn Furniture says same old titles on the 4Ks. It really is. Like, I think yesterday we went through what would probably be on here just based on like what's not selling and what's kind of like been on there a million times before. And pretty much all these titles you could predict. I think the only one was Amityville. If I'd known that was a standard, I probably would have predicted that. Fat Pig the Conqueror says he might get the Scanner Cop movies. I mean, they're okay. They're a good time. Cable 54 guys, I'm tempted to pre-order Eight Eyes. I think that's a novelty kind of thing. That's the reason I wanted to get it. I already pre-ordered it. Just because I'm assuming that might be the one and only one they ever do. We don't know. Terminal Island, he picked it up. Wonder This World. Eric Hendershot says Vinegar Syndrome needs to release some mainstream movies soon, or they're going to lose more and more subscribers. These releases this week were just terrible. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying this, and some people that really like Vinegar Syndrome, it's weird because there's like these kind of like sub kind of caches of people that love like a certain label and just will not say like anything bad or will not admit like when things are going wrong for that label. So you got your Scream Factory people, as we saw this week. You've got your Vinegar Syndrome people. You might have a few Severn people now, but there's not that many. I don't see as many as I do with like Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome. But the truth of the matter is, for the past 6 or 7 months, Vinegar Syndrome has been really, really bad. They've released a couple of titles that I picked up, but it's been progressively going down. And fuck, Scream Factory's been going downhill for like years. People need to just accept that. Is Ebola worth? I mean, when you say that, it depends on like what kind of movies you like, really. I think it is because I like Cat 3 movies, and just started like watching those probably a year or so ago, year or two now, maybe. And so I think that's one of the best Cat 3 movies that there are because it's insane. But if you're like, you may not be a person that likes that kind of thing. I don't know. You didn't miss a damn thing at all.
Oh,
You really didn't.
well, we predicted most of these.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the same shit you could have predicted yesterday.
But what is that all? Is that all 5? I haven't looked on there at all.
Oh, well, it's every one that we said it would probably be yesterday. So you got these. With the exception of maybe like Amityville Horror, which I didn't know was on standard edition, but yeah, Dial Code Santa Claus, the Beastmaster, Six String Samurai, which has been on every sale. Massage Parlor Murders.
I can't give Six String Samurai away.
I don't know what those 2 Gunpowder and Sky movies are, and I don't care. And then
now,
Effects.
The Effects one, that's the one that Felcher did the documentary on. Is that documentary on that 4K?
I don't know. I bought this a while back, unfortunately.
Oh. I remember, I think Synapse did the DVD of it.
After Effects?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
so that would be worth getting just for that documentary. I might get that.
It's the standard edition, but I don't guess that really fucking matters.
Support Don't Call Him 2 Scoops, Felcher.
He really fucking hates that, amazingly. I didn't expect that, you know?
Look, buddy, you need to drop it. Drop the 2 scoops.
That's where he draws the line, is fucking 2 scoops.
Yeah.
Of all the shit we've ever said, like,
But I mean, there's some pretty good releases on there. If you don't already have them, most of you guys probably have them.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this is like, I mean, if you didn't buy these, if you're smart enough to wait on the sale, this is like the perfect time to buy a bunch of these. But other than that, like, it's shit that's been on there a million times.
Ebola Syndrome is one, yeah. Madman.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I mean,
Deadly Games.
We were talking about this yesterday and predicted all these, like Terminal Island, Ebola, Madman, Schizoid and X-Ray, like Beastmaster, 16 Samurai. You said Dial Code Sandal, Massage Parlor Murders. I said, like, yeah, I mean, almost every one of these, you knew they were going to be on there.
And did they have anything new today or no?
Yeah, they did. You ready for it?
Sure.
You're going to love it.
I mean, it's hard to beat. They call me Macho Fart Hammer, yeah.
Interrogation from Vinegar Syndrome Labs, which is a Polish film.
Man, I need to add to my Polish film library.
So. You don't have enough Polish 4Ks or Blu-rays or whatever it is.
Well, I'm just I'm enthralled by these new announcements all week. You can go through them there. Everybody was excited. I don't know why. Have y'all never seen Blood Cult? People were going on about Blood Cult.
Really?
I've seen it. I've seen Blood Cult.
That's amazing.
I'm good.
What about They Call Me Macho Woman? Is anybody going on about that?
I've never heard of that before. This week, I've never heard those words combined.
I haven't either.
We're going to ask him about the Ozzy and Gene interviews. Ozzy be like, what is this?
You know he don't remember doing that fucking movie. There's no way.
I don't know what it is.
If he is in an interview, I'll tell you right now, if he did do an interview with Ozzy, he's making everything up that he said that he remembers. There's no way.
He's doing an interview with AI Ozzy that remembers everything.
Yeah. AI Ozzy's like perfect memory. Yes, Nick B. Prospect is definitely worth picking up, and I recommend that you get it.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, Prospect is worth picking up. I'm just going to start telling everybody some film that I don't know.
That's a Finnish horror film.
From Vinegar Syndrome Home Belt. Yeah, I get it. I have no idea, actually. Like,
it's
I've never
from
seen
Finland. It's Prospect. It is. Oh, Prospect is a good sci-fi flick with Pedro Pascal.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'd never heard of it, but I saw it on there, and I was kind of like, yep.
Pedro Pascal it is. The Madman book, though, how many copies have they sold so far, Uncle Bill? We could look at that because they only made 500.
That's true.
500. 100.
Look, I looked last night, and there were still like 300 of them left.
Oh, no. We got to realize most of us don't like to read that collect this sort of thing.
That's a very niche market. Somebody that likes to read, likes Madman. 261.
261. So they're about halfway sold out.
I mean, that's not bad for that, man. Really.
Yeah, $50 Madman hardcover book. Novel. It says novel by Matt Serafini.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the Massage Parlor Murders other than Sandra Peabody is also... That's the only other movie that she did besides Last House on the Left. That's the only thing that I know about it. I've never seen it.
A bunch of people talking about like Trick or Treat. Strong Clock Reps Ozzy now, so it surprised me if he did an interview with Trick or Trick. Trick or Trick.
Trick or Trick, some bitch.
Trick or Trick, baby. Like, yeah.
I mean, that's weird because, like, yeah, you would think it would be easy to do, but at the same time, Ozzy's a pretty mainstream celebrity. So, I mean, I don't know how easy that would be or not because he's got publicists and entertainment agents and stuff like that. So that's entirely different than the convention thing. But I don't know how that works. I mean, we'll see. I would say out of the two, Gene Simmons would be the more likely one to do an interview.
Yep. I'd say he got both of them if I'm being honest. But I don't know what the hell Ozzy would
I
say.
don't I don't think the either one of them are that important to have on it. To be honest with you, who cares? Gene Simmons had a bigger role in it, I guess. So it'd be, but Ozzy's in it for a glorified cameo.
That's
He's
true.
he's barely in it.
Look at this though. Somebody did the math on this Boogan 4K. So they made $13,000 on that Madman book alone.
Damn. Yeah, the Madman book is definitely not lasting until November. I would say that'll be gone probably within the next couple of months.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he asked for money. I would imagine he asked for money. I don't think that man's ever done anything that he didn't ask for money for.
Felcher pays. He pays Savini to do interviews. He's told us that.
So
We would do an interview for free. We wouldn't charge him. He don't ever ask us to do shit.
we're not mainstream though, man. Can't do
Or
that.
they got these. Who's the fucking people that Vinegar Syndrome always gets, and they're still not even that popular? They're on like every slasher, like commentary, like a commentary for every slasher movie.
I don't know.
And I swear to God, they're not even that popular. Like I don't know what. Like I don't know. They must be friends with the people that run the Vinegar Syndromes. I think they're on. It may be Arrow too. I don't know. They're British. That's why they like them. They're British.
Oh, Hysteria continues.
Yes, that's who
Yeah,
it is.
they are. I was watching a movie for this slasher thing, and they're on one of those fucking bits from Arrow.
Dude, and I don't know who they are. They might be great, but they're honestly not crazy popular either. So I don't understand like how they're getting these gigs.
That's a good question. Rebirth asks, like, how much is the Scanner Cop box set on the secondary market? Somebody look it up on eBay while we're in here and let us know.
Here's what you need to do, just for the fun of it, since all these announcements were predicted entirely, is go on eBay and search for OOP Vinegar Syndrome and see what the highest shit is on there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And just search for like stuff that have already ended or whatever.
Hendershot says they could at least throw us a bone and included a 2024 forecast. They ain't gonna do nothing for us. Like Vinegar Syndrome. Like I've come to realize Vinegar Syndrome is not interested at all in like giving anything to the. They just want to get rid of shit.
Well, I mean, okay, so if you look at what has happened over the last few years, so the limited editions have grown the amount on them. So they used to be like 2,000 or 3,000 at most. Now the standard is what, 6,000?
Yeah,
Sometimes 10,000.
6,000. Yeah.
So they're doing these subscriber week sales to get rid of stuff that has not sold very well. That's the point. Like stuff that has done very poorly for them. They are putting it up on these sales, and that's why you're getting the same ones. Last gasp, hopefully, will sell out by at least November, so they don't have to include it again the New Year sale. But we'll see.
No, that's another thing too, and I'd kind of noticed this as well. I think this is pretty much across the board too for physical media. A lot of physical media stuff isn't selling for as much as like it used to on the secondary market. So that's what Rebirth was bringing up. But I noticed that with other things too. Like I don't know what that is, but
Yeah, that's what I was curious about because, like, probably the most valuable Vinegar Syndrome out of print title ever is that Rad 4K.
yeah.
I'm wondering if there's anything recently that is going for anywhere close to that. Which I think they still do some limited edition stuff for their partner labels that sells out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But actual Vinegar Syndrome branded shit, I mean, most of it you're fine holding off on for a while. Nice.
Nicey. The sadness limited edition is going for around. Man,
I could have got that. Like, I didn't mind that movie. We reviewed that, but
yeah,
is it a movie that I'm going to rewatch again? Probably not. So
I
what's
knew
the
I
point?
wasn't. I
Yeah.
mean, you could have resold it, I guess, but like that's the problem with Vinegar Syndrome, though. Like, or any of these places, you take a chance buying anything to resell nowadays.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw one sold pretty quickly.
Let's see. All resellers are scum. I kind of agree with that.
Wild Wrangler's asking, I don't think I've talked to you about this. Thoughts on the Arrow Friday the 13th remake? $49.99 retail. Now, like, I don't think either of us hate this movie. We're not gigantic fans of it either, but I mean, it's just a bizarre choice. Now, if Arrow had gotten the original Friday the 13th and done a deluxe of it in that, we would have been all over it like stank on shit. What about you? But I mean, this one, I mean, we'll review it. I'm sure we'll review it, but I don't think of all the Friday the 13th movies, this is the only one that's gotten deluxe treatment in 4K so far. That's a blasphemy.
Yeah, like I don't feel any way or another about the Friday the 13th remake. I don't really like it. I don't really hate it. Like I don't really go back and watch it ever. I damn sure am not going to pay $50 for it. Like that's just not going to happen. I'm going to assume that at some point it's going to come out as a part of a set.
Arrow's smart though, man. I mean, they realize it is part of a Friday the 13th series. There's a built-in market of marks that are buying that day one, and we know most of them. I'm not going to, point at them and call them out, but everybody in the chat knows who we're talking about. Day one purchase for them. And it is a nice looking set. I mean, Arrow does a great job, but yeah.
Is it a day one purchase though? I mean,
for a lot of people,
for some people, I guess it is, but I can't imagine. Like, God damn it, I got that remake of Friday the 13th. Birthday. I just cannot.
Jared Padalecki. Although, what was that girl's name? Willa Ford that was in there?
Ooh, the one with the musical tattoo.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what it is about that movie either. I mean, it's perfectly all right, but for some reason it just seems totally generic.
It is. It's a Platinum Dunes piece of trash. I mean, it's one of the better ones, but we got 158 people in here. What?
I don't know. It's Sunday, I guess. I thought people would be at church.
Well, church would be out by now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's where we're getting these people from. I'm sure of it.
I was waiting in line at Hardee's. That's why I was late. Sarah wanted to they got these Frisco BLT burgers, right?
Yeah.
She wanted a special order without the meat on it. She just wanted a BLT. And they were getting ready to charge us $8.99 for a fucking BLT. And I was like, huh? We're taking the meat off of it. You give us some money back, assholes. And they did. It was $4 and something.
I'm curious though, beyond Sour Grounds, like what do you mean? There's too much of a spectator's market for Blu-rays now. What the fuck does that mean? I'm trying to figure it out.
I think there's so on the YouTube community is what he's thinking. Well, there's people that are just grabbing whatever release is of the week and is like, look here, and they don't have, they're not going to watch it. It's just eye candy for them. Oh, look at how
nice it weird though? Isn't it weird that like there's a whole market now where people's streams are completely dependent on like stuff that comes out, like physical media. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they're just buying physical media to have content to do streams.
Well, and that's why I encourage people, because we're doing shows every Sunday night and we are covering the obscure slasher movies from back in the day. And tonight is no exception, ain't it right, Uncle Bill? We got the cruel thumb of flashback, baby, is returning tonight at 10 p.m.
So I watched both of those movies, one last night and one today. I can't wait to talk about some of this shit. I'm just going to tell you. For those people,
talk about Casey.
that's so funny.
I am ripping that scene with him and his mommy. That
with him playing with the train, you didn't like it?
Yeah, I'm taking that whole scene and we're going to do a watch along for that shit tonight, or we're just going to fucking watch it.
Let me tell you
again.
That movie is simultaneously great and terrible at the same time. That's one I can't wait to talk. As is The Initiation too.
Yeah, no, they're both fun, and we'll announce week 4 tonight as well, and it's gonna be fun talking about some 80s slasher movie better. But Man versus Film's good. I actually like his stuff. Have you ever watched his stuff, Uncle Bill? He's like I think he's Scottish. The accent is very thick. Scottish, British.
Yeah, the guy that I always liked was the Critical Drinker. If you're talking about like reviews of films and things like that.
Let me tell you one guy that I'm not going to name names, but fucking like, okay, this asshole gets every Kino Lorber release each month. And does he review them? No. Look here at this big stack of shit that fucking Kino Lorber sent me. Hey, look here. They got this out. All 44 titles that they come out with, boys. Fuck. I'm not down with that shit.
No. Did you see this? I didn't see this yet, but Zach says that Opera is going to be $60, which he says seems cheap for that. It actually is cheaper than what I thought it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Severin, so they're usually going to be like $70 or some shit like that.
Where did he hear that at? I don't know if I believe that or not.
I can't believe he just would pull that out of his ass.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that Zach made it up. I'm just saying that somebody might have made it up and told to him or something.
Somebody made it up. Deep Red Masker says his story continues as boring. I listened to a couple of their podcasts and one commentary. You guys would be do a much better job, and that's not me blowing smoke up your arses.
Well, I mean, like I said, we have never, ever, 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 ever had the opportunity to do that. We've been around for fucking ever, bulls. I don't care if it's fucking Benny's bathtub or something. We would do it, but we've never had the opportunity to do it.
S'mores Indoors says he kind of hates what the YouTube Blu-ray community has become.
Yeah, man, like I'm with you because it's like, oh, hoity-toity, let's see who can fucking hold this movie up first on YouTube. Look at it. Look what I got.
Honest to God, that really is the way that it is now. Like people are like stepping over each other to try to get the release first somehow, so they can do the video first. Like get the views. And it's like that's kind of the whole gimmick now.
Most of them don't know jack shit about movies either. It's like, okay, let's quickly look up the Wikipedia article on it. And that's it, you know. Yeah, I think it'll be closer to $75.99. I'm not naming who I'm talking about. I will say it's not mid-level media, though. He's one of her boys.
Beyond Sour Ground says there's too many people stocking up on physical media just to resell shit. So now the secondhand market is flooded with scalpers selling overpriced movies. I respect Vinegar known for limiting their limited edition stuff. I would respect them a lot more if they didn't limit it to like 6,000 or 10,000. Yeah. I mean, people ain't buying shit like that anymore. I mean, in those numbers anymore.
The physical media thing, man. Hey, I'll give Ken credit too. We're talking about mid-level. And I appreciate being asked to do those physical media rundown shows. But if I had to do that every week, and I think he quit. I don't think he's doing them anymore. Mm-hmm. If I had to host that every week, I'd fucking blow my brains out, man. That shit.
Jesus.
Oh my God. I just couldn't do it. I just could not do that every week. Like at 3.5 hours, God bless him.
I kind of agree with that. I want to do a show, and I've told you this too, though, where it's just a show of like stuff that either we or I or something have watched in the past week. I think that would be a cool show because I think people want to. There are some people left that actually want to know like movies that they think are that we think are good, or movies that we think like just a review show, so people actually
Hmm.
have an idea like what is out there that have the same mindset as us that's decent.
Didn't you
Uh,
say that you liked Abigail? Didn't you watch that recently?
yeah, I thought that movie was great, and then
So I
of
want to,
course,
yeah, I want to have a review of that out here shortly. That's one of the very, that's like one of the only Universal releases that I think I've ever gotten into review. So I don't
did
know
you
if
get that
they're,
interview?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll be taking a look at
I'm
that. It
curious to see.
sounds
Have you
pretty
not
good.
watched it yet?
No,
There's no, in my mind, just me knowing you, like, there's no way you won't like that movie. I mean,
Abigail.
it's got its share of haters because there's some people. I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's some people that, for whatever reason, they don't like any movie with like a kid in it or like a kid star or anything like that in it. So like Megan and like they'll just shit on everything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, I'm rooting for evil kid movies. I don't know if it's an evil kid movie or what the deal is there, but that's a subgenre of film that needs to come back. I've always been a huge supporter of the evil possessed kid movies.
yep, same. Beyond Sour Ground says, I wouldn't be surprised if the market crashes like baseball or comic books did in the 90s, 2000s from the spectators market.
I mean, it's kind of like crashed, and people don't realize it because if you look at Anchor Bay back in the glory days, they had 100,000 copy limited editions that came out. So comparing it to then, it has definitely crashed. It's already crashed.
Stan Stanley says, how good is Ebola? So what do you think? Because in my mind, like that's one of the best Cat 3 films for
I mean, I haven't
crazy.
seen a lot of the Cat 3 goodies, but that one is nonstop insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the quickest review I could give you for it.
It's kind of like the Evil Dead 2 of Cat 3 films. Like it's just something's
There's,
going on like every minute.
yeah, there's no downtime in that at all. And it's just, it's a crazy freaking movie. Is it one that really needed a 4K? I don't think so. It probably didn't need a 4K, but it's Vinegar Syndrome, so what do you expect? Schizo and X-Ray, though, I mean, it's a pretty good deal. You get two 4Ks for $20. Vinegar Syndrome.
True. I see. I was talking about that one earlier. Like to me, I mean, that's good just for the quantity and the deal that you get. Like, I mean, those movies aren't great or anything. Both of them are pretty mid, actually, but still, that's two 4Ks for fucking $20. Um, and of course, Madman's killer. We all know that. I think Ebola's killer. Amityville is what it is. It's great. Deadly Games is. I said earlier, it's like one of the most underrated movies ever. So
Yeah, I don't understand. Nobody talks about that, but I had a lot of fun with that when we watched it back when it came out. I guess 3 or 4 years ago.
Chips, regardless, expand on this too. I'm so tired of the current slate of people who do every commentary slash visual essay. You mean like the
British
Hysteria
people.
Continues people?
Hello, we
By the
hit you.
way, can we talk about that for a second? Because like, you know, these limited edition titles that I watch or review or whatever, like I always have to kind of laugh about the booklets that they put in there because really, if we're being honest, there's only one reason that they put those booklets and lobby cards and shit in those titles, and that's to jack the fucking price up of it. Like nobody reads that. Nobody's going to sit down unless you're. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a couple people that do, but they like 5 essays
I smell them.
about. You do, I know that's true, but they got like 5 essays about stuff related to the film that doesn't. It's like social political commentary kind of essays. Who the fuck's reading that? Like, who's going through there and be like, oh damn. But like the lobby
Well,
cards,
British people, that's big with
who
them. They
what
like
do you
that.
do with the lobby cards for that matter? Other than just like you take them out one time, look at them, and you're like, kill it, and then put them back. And you never look at them again.
It's a deluxe edition, Uncle Bill. It's deluxe.
And that's not even talking about the idea of pins and shit like that. Like that's a whole other level of just what the fuck do you do with that stuff?
Let me tell you, boys. Now, this is a brand new company, Celluloid Dreams. And when they come with lobby cards, look at this shit. They come with lobby cards. Look at the size of these, boys. Look at there.
Yep.
Is there any boobs on that, or they're covered? They're covered.
I can't tell if they're covered or not, but you can't see it anyway.
So yeah,
that's a lobby card. See, that's not like what I'm talking about. Like those are like huge lobby cards.
You talking about?
I'm talking about the little bitty like 5x7.
I've got the goddamn psycho. You're talking about these. We ain't calling Second Side out, by the way, but if I can get it open here, they got it jam packed. My damn sausage fingers ain't getting in here. Well, you're talking about these little deals.
Yeah, those little douches.
Yeah, they're small
with
cards.
Like I suppose if you wanted to, you could put them. You could like store them in a book or something. You know what I mean, like a baseball card kind of book. But why?
Well, you could like put your stamp and mail it to somebody on the back side and say, "Here, happy birthday, pal."
I'm gonna tell you though, man. Like I'm kind of excited and kind of happy that people are shitting on like because I've had these same thoughts for a long time, but like pretty much everybody has of the same opinion on here.
Yeah, I mean,
the community's become pretty terrible,
dude. Like I just unsubscribed to a bunch of them because I thought it was like when I first came back, I was like, "Oh, this is cool," and these people never say anything that interesting. Like they're it's like they're on the evening news or something. Fuck them. Like you're on fucking YouTube.
Well, it's not even to me. It's like, why the fuck would I? Basically, it's just a show most of the time telling other people about what that they should buy. So by them doing these shows, they give other people that are like them FOMO, and then those people go out and fucking buy the. So I mean, in that way, it works really well for like companies. But like, why would I want to just sit there and watch that shit and then just go out and just buy all the same shit they bought? Like, there's no content to it. There's no like point to it. They're not reviewing anything really. They're just a walking kind of advertisement for film, like for physical media releases. Sorry, not film.
Yeah, they can all go to hell. The way I look at it.
Is it? Yeah. Physical media YouTube channels are out of control. They're putting out 18 videos a week.
Well, we put out quite a bit doing this damn sale. Did they ever do 7 days before? Wasn't it 5 days before? Or was it always 7? I can't remember.
What's that now?
These sales, the Vinegar Syndrome sales, was it always 7 days or was it 5 days before? Because this feels like a very long week of doing these.
I thought it was 7 before. Like I always thought it was.
Maybe it was.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Heavy meditators. Got 176
I don't remember
people.
I'll tell you the truth though, I don't remember ever like one seeming like it was this long, and that's probably because of how bad it's fucking been. Like every day, it's like we're on here, but I dread it because you know it's gonna be the same.
It's a repeat, of the previous years. Like yesterday's was pretty good. I'll give it to him yesterday, but like other than yesterday and that Madman book, it seemed very skippable to me the entire week.
Do you think this is true? Because I 100% think this is true.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think people are buying like. Because here's the thing: if people were buying stuff that they just wanted to watch, or just like the stuff that they liked, they just buy the shit off like Hamilton Books for $5, like the regular Blu-rays or something like that. Like you wouldn't be buying.
I mean, I understand doing that, but the ultimate movie that all you guys need to show off in your collection is right back here, Uncle Bill. And you can go to intothepitthemovie.com and get a signed copy, an
That's the
unsigned
only, yeah.
copy. Buy them for your whole family to give out this holiday season. And it is the only authorized documentary on deadpit.com. The final copies are on intothepitthemovie.com. And all of you physical media assholes can go and pick up your copy and say, look here, this one's autographed. Look at this deadpit.com documentary that's in my collection now. It's on DVD.
Let me just say too, that's the only physical media release that needs to be spammed. Is that one right there?
Intothepitthemovie.com. I guarantee it's better than the Macho Woman fart hammer movie.
AVA Pop Culture says, I'm not going to take the time to buy stuff I don't watch just to review it. And after having made movies for over 20 years, I chuckle a lot of 4K reviews, but everyone has their thing, I guess. True. S'mores Indoors says Severin has the prices listed on their site. Sorry if someone mentioned this.
They have the prices listed. Okay. I'll have to go check it out then. Severin is, man, we have shit talked Severin for years on this show. But honest to God, 2024 has been their year so far. I don't think anybody. Now, there's a certain movie that Second Sight's coming out with, though, that could change things. All right, they're doing pre-order for The Hitcher coming up, on the 8th? When is that? Tomorrow? Tuesday?
I thought it was. I don't even know what the fucking day is, and I can't bring it up on here.
But, not taking into account that, I think it's been Severin's year so far.
Yeah, tomorrow's the 8th. I agree completely with that. I haven't heard of this either, but Beyond Sarah Ground says Deaf Crocodile is doing this with Diabolic, by the way. Now we can get flicks like Benny's Bathtub with 60-page booklets and hard slip boxes. Nobody needs a collector's edition.
Hell yeah,
that's
boys.
Definitely true.
Benny's Bathtub does, though, in 4K.
We could ask TerraVision to do some commentaries. I'm doing their shit. You want to do that?
We're going to get those homeless people that sit in the intersections with cardboard. We'll do your commentaries for your movies.
We'll do commentaries for lunch. Something like that.
Everybody else is getting to do commentaries, but Dead Pet, we will do your commentaries for your shitty movies.
Oh, God. Nick B says he just picked up The Guyver after seeing the review that I did. So that's cool. I don't bullshit about this stuff. Like, I really was impressed by that movie in terms of like the creature effects. And I had no idea that movie even existed. Never seen it before, but like,
I remember people talking about it, but I'd never seen it or anything.
I thought it was something completely different. I thought it was like, aliens that come down and like butt fuck people or something. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was that type of movie. Like, I didn't realize it was like a superhero kind of.
It's like one of them movies you have to pick out of a 3-ring binder at Showtime Video back in 1997.
Yeah, like that.
Alien butt fuckers 44 on VHS, please.
Let's see. Ragnar's always got some interesting insights. Do you think this is true? If you put yourself on YouTube, it's okay to be called oot. It goes with the compliments.
100%. And if you can't take that, you need to fucking leave. Because this world is made up of trolls.
That's true. There's one person I know that can't take it, but won't ever leave.
Let's just delete some more people and block people, make rules. Come on. Let's do it.
Let's see. Ebola's, we must have been talking about it. I'm so far behind on this chat at this point.
Ebola is disgusting, baby.
A lot of people are saying Ebola is highly recommended.
Guyver 2 probably will be coming next year. Be coming all over the place like Peter North. Remember him? I'm
sorry, I'm trying to read some of this stuff.
Well, since we have 163 people in here, it is a good opportunity to tell all you fuckers to go and like the video. If we don't have at least 163 likes on the video, I'm going to call every one of you all out in the next one. And subscribe, share with your family, friends, and neighbors, and even distant relatives that you don't even like. Share it with them. Go to endofthepitthemovie.com and pick up copies of our documentary. They'll eventually be sold out one day, and you'll get to say you've got a copy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine Werewolf is coming soon.
Cocaine Werewolf's off the chain. Suspirian Knight says the Blu-ray forums are annoying too. Collectors arguing over encoding and bitching about almost every release, but they still buy encoding. See, that's where I kind of like jump off of the train. Like, I don't know anything about like the technical aspects of fucking, when you get into megahertz and fucking PCM versus TCM versus
It's the bit rate.
The bit ratios.
We're going to dissect the Dolby Atmos sound on this disc.
But I swear to God, man,
edition.
There's also people that like, that's all they do is talk about shit like that, which fine. I mean, everybody's got their own niche and everything, but like, that seems to me like that would be a giant waste of life. Just being like, I'm going to go through this fucking film, pick out the PCM bit rate that this motherfucker's like.
Yeah. That's never going to be our thing. Trust me.
Anchor Bay was around there also filling 100,000 stores. There's a very small avenue to sell these things now. That's very true.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people willing to purchase this stuff.
Yeah, the marketplace is not there now.
Yeah. We're going to have a Dead Pit showcase at the Dolby Institute. They're going to show us what they can do.
Dolby. Jack Owens said, I believe the visual essay stuff was born out of not getting in-person interviews from COVID and then the actors and writers strike. I don't know. What the fuck is a visual essay? Is that just somebody reading something? Please tell me that's not just somebody reading something like an essay on your Blu-ray special features.
Something the British people come up with. We put over, though, people were mentioning Orbit. They send out stuff really quickly. Now, I do have to put over Grindhouse Video. I ordered some stuff from them recently. That shit got here within 3 days. They're, of course, in Knoxville. And also, the Atomic Movie Store is kind of a newer site that I picked up the Madman 4K. And that got here really quickly, too. So if any of those stores are doing pre-orders, Orbit DVD as well, on that Hitcher would be the place to get them, probably.
That's a good point. What are your thoughts on Argento's deep cuts from Severin?
I don't know. There was one of those that was released on DVD, wasn't it? Like Door into Darkness or something like that, like a TV show. I don't think I've ever seen it.
That was my reaction. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then like I looked at like what was actually in it, and it's mostly like the TV stuff and stuff that he had done, which I mean, I guess I'm cool with that. I've never seen any of that stuff, so that'll be neat. It wasn't what I expected. I was expecting Stage Fright. I think most people were, but they're probably going to do that later. I know they're going to do it.
Yeah, they're holding off on, and that's kind of smart. I mean, the big one is Opera. That's really all they needed. And,
yeah.
Some of these other ones do look kind of interesting. I mean,
this is a good point too. I could take or leave the CD soundtracks in these 4K sets. I'm kind of the same. Whenever I see that, especially if it's a movie that the soundtrack is just kind of meh, and you're like, why would you need a CD soundtrack of this? Like,
you know what I'm curious about? Because too, like most people, honestly, they're never going to play it. It's never going to leave the case.
Yeah.
The whole gimmick of it is that it's included. Why couldn't they just include the entire soundtrack as, a bonus audio track on the Blu-ray, like they used to do the DVDs, and just say, oh, it's included with and you can still listen to it, all the way through like a soundtrack, alternate audio track with including the soundtrack or something like that. Why don't they just do that? It'd be cheaper.
Beyonce Underground says, I occasionally read the liner notes, but once they start linking 50-year-old movies to modern politics, I check out, which they do that constantly now, yeah.
Well, we're going to have, when we're talking about death screams later tonight in our slasher show, we're going to definitely get into some of the political messages included.
Yeah.
Underlying
Yeah,
themes throughout that
underlying
film.
socio-political, economical,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. Especially during that heated climate in the early 80s in North Carolina.
Yep.
It's a different time, bulls. Casey just wanted everybody to get along.
Casey was, I mean, he was really the best person in that movie. He was really just trying to.
I'm glad that they got Granny Clampett, though, from.
That woman was awesome. Like, I feel like that woman was kind of like Ethel. That's what
there's no way that fucking woman was an actress.
A less tame or I'm sorry, a more tame version of Ethel.
He could muster up a fart. Something like that.
She goes, if brains were TNT, he couldn't muster up a good fart. Oh
man.
Anyway. Let's see. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I'm so far behind. We got to get like somewhere in the range of these comments. Jack says, I think in the coming years, Synapse, Severed, and Blue Underground are going to be in a crisis mode in terms of releasing new and fresh titles. There's only so much left out there to pick over. Well, I mean, I remember when William Lustig was saying that was like 2 or 3 years ago. He kind of predicted that something like that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting because like Dario Argento, what else? I think somebody mentioned it here. Jack Owen, it's the last gasp of Severin to have another product with Argento's name on it. What else is there really? There's not much. I mean, they could do Mother of Tears.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's more of a recent one. Classic Argento stuff. That's it, really.
Look, Zach says he got his signed copy and says, let me tell you, at the end of the pit, these boys know how to make an autograph.
Damn right, boys. We have it looking classy.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the formula right now. Like, when you sell out, just release it again in 4K. Yeah. Ragnar brings up a good point. Dark Force can't keep their website open longer than a weekend. I think that's a move just to keep them getting sued.
Very suspicious, yes. There's some sort of like with t-shirts, because a lot of these companies are doing unlicensed t-shirts, and that's why they're like a pre-order for 72 hours or something like that. So the deal is they can't send you a cease and desist in the first 72 hours or something. Isn't that there's some kind of rule to that, and that's legit. Like, I don't know, maybe Mark or somebody knows.
That's the case.
I swear to God, I've heard that, and it makes sense because they do these pre-orders on designs, and they don't. Yeah, they have to have a cease and desist to stop it, but it's after 72 hours that it's up or something like that.
So tell me what you think about this, because there's two completely different comments here. Beyonce Argento said the only thing keeping Shout Factory alive is their catalog and their legion of dick-riding fanboys. And then Jack says, Shout has a big machine behind it, unlike Severin and the others. It doesn't matter that the product is shit. I feel like that's true because Shout Factory, I mean, Scream Factory is a subsidiary of Shout Factory, which is like a big company that releases like old TV shows and like old, comedies and movies. And they've got so much different stuff. They could probably keep that around forever if they wanted to. I mean, Scream Factory, even though it's not profitable, like, I mean, with just the other stuff that they have to sell. And
they're one of the few companies too that get the product in what few stores still carry. Like, so Walmart, they've got a deal with Walmart now for their titles, and FYE still carries Scream Factory stuff. So yeah, they're multi-million-dollar company, Shout Factory is, or Shout Studios or whatever, but they're not in great shape. And anybody that tries to tell you that, look at the fucking shit they're releasing, man.
Well, there's a couple people that try to tell you that all the time, but it's like, it's not going to sink in because it's not true.
They're not doing anything hardly at all. I mean, you're getting down to doing 4Ks of the fucking Amityville Horror remake. And what was some of the other there's all kinds of awful shit that they announced the other
I wish
day.
I had a list of it, man, from the past 6 months. Like, we should put together a list because, like, somebody the other day was trying to argue that Scream Factory was great and they're putting out all this stuff. And I was like, what? Like, what in the hell in the last 6 or 7 months have they put out? Like, they've had
Stepfather was the only one that was good in that whole batch of other shit. Like that, I'll give him credit there. Stepfather is one that I may be willing to get at some point.
the thing about Scream Factory, though, is I think that all this is calculated. I don't think this is like a panic move or anything like that. I think that it's all like at this point, they're counting on collectors who, like we were just talking about, just like buy everything from like certain companies or just buy everything that's like new to just because they're releasing like shit like The Island of just these horrible films from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
The
The
Boy in
Amityville
4K, that
remake,
was
the
another
Boy,
one.
the Child's Play remake, and it's like, no, the only people buying that shit are people that don't have any idea about movies that just want to buy that for content. There's no
Right.
way you're buying that. Like,
Well,
it's just
the
wrong.
Village of the Damned, the Carpenter Village of the Damned, just because it's Carpenter, they know people will get it
Yeah.
because they purchased all these Carpenter 4Ks that they've done so far. But, man, I can't believe that people are excited about any of that shit, really. RoboCop 2 is another one, yeah.
Yeah. Sean asked, do you think that Diabolic will have the Hitcher up for pre-order?
I think so, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those, probably.
That second site's release of the year, and they always have the second site releases up for pre-order anyway. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing, brother? But yeah, we're doing another show later tonight at 10 p.m. Wanted to let everybody know.
Make sure while there's a ton of people in here, let everybody
Yeah, we
know.
got 160 some people in here, and we're actually talking movies. It's not physical media, right? This is straight up movies. The Cruel Summer Slashback continues tonight. We are taking a look at two more. One is with the lovely Daphne Zuniga, baby, The Initiation.
And the other one is Death Screams, the North Carolina masterpiece.
AKA like multiple different names. We'll talk about the history of the movies and everything. And we're trying to do these every week. I mean, we may skip a week or two throughout the summer, but so far we've been on a roll. And this is week 3. We'll be discussing week 4 titles tonight too. But yeah, be fun. 10 o'clock, boys. 2 shows in a day.
A lot of people are calling for an Inferno 4K, which I would be like happy with because I love that movie, but that's like his probably least popular movie of the mainstream stuff that people like know Argento for.
Yeah, Inferno's the only one. I don't know what the deal is with that. Isn't that a Blue Underground one? Didn't they have that last?
They did have that at one time. I don't know who had it last.
But
let's see here. Bunch of people shitting on Shout Factory, which I'm, always happy to see. Hillbilly Confidential.
Hillbilly.
Did Orbit and Diabolic carry the Dawn 4K?
I think that was before, like that was what, 3 or 4 years ago. But they've pretty much consistently, like I'm pretty sure Martin I ordered from Diabolic, the Martin set. I think they pretty consistently carry him now. But Dawn was like before. I don't even know if anybody even knew about Orbit when the Dawn 4K came out.
I think that's true. Yeah. Trick or Treat and Hitcher 4K are must buys. That's really to me are the only two like must buys. Maybe Opera I would throw in there that I know are coming out.
But at least Opera has had a Blu-ray Trick or Treat and The Hitcher,
Yeah.
neither one have had like a special edition at all since like the crappy DVD releases.
Ragnar, that does not surprise me at all. Not in the least.
Well, just enjoy it. If you like it, enjoy it. Enjoy
don't
your $37 4Ks.
I don't want you to enjoy it, to be honest.
Spend your money. Dirt.
You can't even be serious when you say it.
Well, he might not know what was included, but I did not make any purchases today. Although there are some deals up there, but I have everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you don't have some of these, that's great. But like, most of these have been up multiple times on sales too. So you got, as you can see, all these. We'll go through them one more time. All Amityville Horror, Doll Code, Santa Claus, Beastmaster, Six String Samurai. If you could recommend any of these movies that, or be like ones that people should buy for $20, what would you say?
Madman's a great deal. That Madman 4K is awesome. It's got some special features that includes Dead Pit in it as well. Myself and Uncle Bill and Jay Real and Ray Boucher, I think, are all on the extra features. Schizoid and X-Ray is a great deal for a double feature. $10 a piece there. If you're a fan of Amityville Horror, that's a pretty good deal for that. I'm not a big fan of that movie. I know some people are like, what? Dial Code Santa Claus, recommend that one. Beastmaster is kind of fun. What else we got? I don't think anything else I would.
Let's see. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I don't think I'd recommend any of those. Like
The Sod Sparrow Murders is killer.
Effects has that Felcher documentary on it, so I may get that for that, but I don't know. We'll see. Because he did a Blu-ray edition just of that before this AGFA release came out.
Yeah. I wish I would have made a list of the sales. Like, we should, next year when we do this, or the next time that they do this, we should make a list of every day, like what they put on sale, just so we know like what they doubled up on. And
we can still go back. I mean, if somebody wants to do that, if there's anybody that's really bored, go back to all of these subscriber sales that they've done and look and see. I dare you. But I guess that is it, right? We've been over an hour. This is the longest episode of all time for these.
When I've run out of comments too, so I got caught up finally.
But everybody join us tonight, 10 p.m. talking slasher movies, all summer long, the Cruel Summer Slashback, and I guess we will see you guys then over at deadpits.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I don't care. Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.